welcome back everybody to another episode of UHS. And holy crap, the music was really loud. What the hell was that? Let's try that again. I'm your host Sarah, and with me as per the usual is Lori. And today we are launching the shit out of Finding Dee. But not out of a cannon, just like, it's metaphorical launching. We're not actually launching anything. Like, not
a metaphorical cannon. It's very exciting.
It's a metaphorical cannon. Yes, it's metaphorical. I'm down. It's great. I have no idea what the hell happened with that music there. I'm just having all the sound problems. Yesterday's sound problems, today's sound problems. It's fine. It's all fine. But one thing we don't have is microphone problems. Yeah, it's all good. So anyway, let's just not even bother dicking around anymore and jump straight into introducing everybody. So obviously, let's introduce the star of the show today, Finding Dee himself. Oh,
Dee's woo.
The rocket landed.
Woohoo! Nice. And then luck would have it, we have our the second most central character in Finding Dee. We have Heidi here today.
It's the deuteragonist, I believe.
And because Finding Dee is in color for the first time ever, we had to get somebody to color that. So we got Katy. And there's Katy. And now we got everything. Everybody's all mixed around now. There we go. Now we're all right again.
There's a reason for anyone watching. There is very much a reason for the order of this.
It's purely so Dee can have one really long arm.
We need stretchy sounds. I'm Elastigirl.
Hey, Ed. Jason.
Yoo-hoo! People.
Ah!
I got a question for this guy right here. Ain't you supposed to be at work?
He was too excited to find Dee. So he's helping us
Everybody
out.
should be excited to find Dee. I am. Okay. So, we've got just a few more minutes, like, what is it, like 20 more minutes? Hey, Joseph, thanks for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I am, like, super distracted right now, because, like, things are happening outside of this space that you can see. And
okay, and I'm gonna put up this banner. You can't actually back it now, but you can follow the Kickstarter page, the pre-launch page at that link right now. You will be able to back it at that link.
In, like, 19 minutes, you'll be able to back it. So that'll be
19 minutes!
Crazy, this is crazy.
Don't panic, Dee.
There's been some serious hype for this, and like we didn't overhype it. It's a really good book, but like Dee's, I don't know. I hope your head's not gonna explode or anything. Like we'll be able to contain for a few more minutes. It's
contain
good.
The anxiety.
Hey, Kyron, thanks.
Thank you.
Woohoo! So
The bottom of it should say like back Finding Dee now-ish.
Now-ish. Accurate.
Yeah, let me.
Ish. I mean, it.
I didn't know that was editable.
Oh yeah. Oh, we can do anything. We are the gods of this stream. Yeah, no, yesterday it said follow the pre-launch, and then today I switched it, but I didn't know we were going to put it up just yet, so. But you can still go to that link and like just refresh obsessively as soon as we say we're ready to launch. So that's the thing that you can do. And that is a thing that people have done when the time, like with other comics. Like, so I wouldn't be surprised if somebody was doing it. Now it's way too early though. Yeah, you still got like 15 minutes. Don't do it yet.
It's not like Ticketmaster tickets or nothing. They'll be there.
And in case you guys were unaware, if you back in the first 48 hours, It doesn't charge your card. It doesn't charge your card until the end of campaign. But if you back in the first 48 hours, your name is going to get entered into a drawing, and somewhere between one and a couple people are going to win basically a free reward tier upgrade. So whatever tier you're at, you get upgraded to the next one, and we give you extra free shit. So
What?
back in the first 48 hours.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't pay attention, guys. Like, that's just, I never pay attention to anything. I don't even remember what I had for breakfast. Did I even have any breakfast? I think I had something for breakfast.
Well, surprise. It's a good surprise, right?
Yeah, no, it's a great surprise. It's like always kind of pissed when you have like a good idea and you're like, oh yeah, and you get this if you back, and I'm like, well, I don't get it if I back, because why would I back? That would be giving my money to myself, right? Like,
Exactly, Chris.
yeah, free shit.
Who doesn't love extra free shit?
That's what we figured. And if anybody doesn't like free shit, like, why are they here? I don't know.
If you don't like free shit, don't back in the first 48 hours, I guess. Like, wait until day 3.
Yeah, wait on purpose.
Then you don't get the free shit. Just a thought.
Free shit. We gotta stop talking about this, or I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom soon. I'll bring the headphones with me and just narrate.
Perfect.
Nothing is more in the theme of my comic strip than that.
Exactly. I was about to say.
How many strips did Katie have to color with me on the crapper?
A few.
I'm sorry.
That I can think of off the top of my head. So.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. And for anyone, I've had a couple complaints the last couple launches that we don't launch exactly on time. We're launching on time this time because otherwise Backer Kid is going to kill me. So because they're doing some ads for us. So
We launch on time-ish. Like, I mean, by now everybody should know that's ever happened.
Ish.
It's just really hard to do. So It's not that we're not trying to. We usually get pretty close within
did
5
okay
minutes or
today.
so. Yeah, we were 5 minutes. It was only 5 minutes. But
We've been on
the actual Kickstarter itself, we always get that one on time, I'm pretty sure.
I believe it's 15 minutes?
yeah, it's
we're
at 5:30
15 minutes now, yeah.
Eastern.
5:30.
Hi, Sabrina.
So excited about all these comments. You guys are awesome. I'm so glad you guys came to watch
Hi,
this.
Jason.
And I'm pretty sure shit's gonna get weird today. So
They usually do on the Kickstarter streams. Yeah, we usually just sit there watching the ticker, and then trying to come up with shit to talk about, and then we end up talking about really weird shit. So,
Hi.
you guys.
Well, I
should love it.
shifted from. I have 2 modes for this. I'm shifting from all day of ass clenching anxiety mode to shameless whore huckstress mode. So that's the one I'm going to be in for the rest of the show. Right? Yes. I become a bad stand-up comedian.
Perfect.
okay.
We'll start doing duets.
Oh.
I mean, I'm down for that.
This is true.
I'd be okay with that.
This is a good shirt for that, right?
Yes, that's
Yes.
Musicine and Lucifer, our kitties, our new kitties, who do not appear in this book because it's chronological.
Yep. Kitties on the titties.
Well, spoilers.
Spoilers! We own
Oh.
cats now.
But if y'all make this book a success, which I have no doubt that you will, we're gonna get everybody. This is a good
There's
book.
gonna be more.
It's gonna be so big. But anyway, we have to make this book in order to give you the second and third and etc. However many there ends up being, so that you can meet the kitties in the books.
There's enough material currently for 4 trades.
Nice. That's
Oh, thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.
Imagine putting them all in a big omnibus. That would be, you could build a house with those books then. That would be a big ass book.
I believe that's a plan at some point.
Be a good.
You could throw it at the bigot.
The house that Dee built.
Yes.
And don't mind me, I'm doing other stuff in the background, so feel free to talk about whatever. While
No, okay.
I can tell that nobody can hear anything.
I know Sabrina. That is the highest praise she can give for a book.
Yes.
I have been in that bathroom, and it has an epic reading library.
Is it meta to read about you on the toilet while you're on the toilet? Is that?
Yes.
If it is, it'll be a strip eventually.
Oh yes. It has
Like
to be
D? D? Draw meta commentary and Finding D? Of course not.
Andrew, we're launching at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, so in what is that, 12 minutes?
Yes.
12 minutes. It's like New Year's Rockin' Eve.
I can tell
The
that
ghost-
you guys that
The ghost of Dick Clark.
Jeffrey hooked set up my computer with this really awesome sound canceling stuff, which is why you cannot hear the absolute fucking chaos happening around me. But I think that Dee and Heidi's craziness kind of is it's coming out through the computer, and it's like infecting the cats, and they're all my cats are just nuts right now. They are running around. I heard something crash, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't glass, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't a plant. So I feel like I don't have to rush to go get it.
Yeah, we're not letting the cats into the office for this.
No.
They're locked out. We do, however, have a special guest for anyone who's ever read Finding D and wants to meet the true star of the strip.
Hi, buddy.
Go to the mama.
Oh.
It's the
No.
puppy in the diaper, Puddin' Po Whistlefish.
Hi, buddy.
He's so
Puppy in the
fluffy.
diaper.
It's Poe.
Aw,
Yay.
aw. I get it.
He's so fluffy.
So yes, our puppy in a diaper is real.
Including diaper.
No.
I totally need to get one of them for one of my dogs.
Best
He's-
thing ever.
He's a little anxiety puppy. He was so easy to train for everything except potty time. Every time we would try to train him for potty time, he would just pee wherever the fuck he was. And we're like, Heidi used to groom show dogs, and she knew about this trick with the rappies and all that stuff. And I'm like, this is brilliant. And now our dog doesn't
My
have
elderly
anxiety
dog
about
could
the
do
peeing.
with it.
Yeah, and he loves it. Like when it's time to go to bed, it's like, okay, let's go up and change your diaper. And he usually is in the bathroom before I am.
Oh, he is super excited for that and getting sweaters changed. I've never
Yeah.
seen a dog that likes to be dressed as much as our dog.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Nice.
Like, if you hold up a sweater, he will try to push his head through it.
So he's the polar opposite of my Hazel.
Yes.
Oh,
I've seen the pictures where Hazel's just like, "Why
Yeah,
do
she
you
looks
hate
like
me?"
she wants to go on one of them SSPCA adverts or something.
In the arms of an angel. I'll change the lyrics so we don't get a copyright strike.
Fair use. Fair use. We are falling under fair use.
This is clearly a parody. Wah, wah, wah.
oh, I love
I like
it.
how the middle of the screen between Dee and Heidi is just sort of lined up so it looks like Laurie's just like full length as like a black dress.
I'm just
Hello,
really
Laurie.
long.
You're so rectangular today.
Yeah.
It's a slip dress.
Lori, long torso. Lori, long torso.
I mean, it is the right color,
Yeah.
right? Like most of your stuff is black, isn't it?
Yeah.
When we decided to do the breast cancer episode, and we found a pink shirt, and she ordered it and wore it, and it was like, it looks good. You look good in hot pink. However, it was super freaking weird to see her in a color that wasn't dark. It was so weird.
I don't like
I'm wearing
it.
purple because of, it's Dee's color purple. And I went into the kitchen. My dad's like, "You're not wearing black."
My closet looks like Johnny Cash's.
It's dark in there.
Yeah, I mean, I can't find anything in it.
Yes,
black.
I cannot find anything ever. Exactly.
Yeah, I was looking for my my trademark lavender V-neck T-shirt that I wear in like almost every strip. I couldn't find that thing to save my life, and so improvised with the studio T-shirt and your favorite thing in the world, Katie.
Wow.
Yes, plaid. How fun is that to draw the color? So fun.
Katie is
like
a trooper, though. I would never put that much work into it. That you're coloring each individual thing perfectly, and I would if it was me, I literally would have purple, blue, 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 blue.
Have you seen my wildlife stuff? I paint individual hairs.
I have. I've seen that.
With a brush.
The dragon, where it's like individual scales and different kinds of scales. Like, look, that's elbow scales. That's sphincter scales. That's butt scales. All.
Oh, that was the dragon. Yeah.
Yes.
And it
really was butt scales as well.
I think that chatting with you while you're doing these individual hairs and scales and things is actually my favorite part, because you're always like, why do I do this to myself? Why? And I was like, I don't know, because you're insane.
Every time.
And you're gonna do it again, even though you're bitching about it now. It's what we do. We're artists. We're crazy.
The worst part is grass. Yeah, if you're actually using like real paint and you're doing each individual blade of grass individually, it drives me insane. And by the end of these paintings, I hate them. I can't stand the sight of them because I've been like spending like 3 days painting grass.
Fuck you, grass.
I remember when you first picked up scratchboarding. I remember you same deal. Only it was like you're removing the color to make the picture as opposed to adding it.
But you can kind of cheat with it. You can use
very fun, right?
I'm shitting you not, nice. Heidi. Katie's scratchboard is so detailed, you don't see the individual. It's gradients. It's like gray tones, and you're just like, the fuck?
Well, some of that is like airbrushing over it. Yeah, you airbrush ink over it. That kind of works as well, but it's all about the line depth and everything, like the line width.
Nice.
Jason has a question. How big is the volume? How many months or years worth of comic strips?
Well, if memory serves, the book is roughly about 80 some odd pages of material of strips, and then all the extras.
Right.
Yeah.
So it features about, since the strip runs weekly, about 81 weeks worth of strips. So a little over a year. A year and 3 months worth of strips, give or take. Plus, it's got the 5-page origin story that was done special for the books.
And we're going to have a bunch of extras and then more extras added if we hit stretch goals.
Yep, I have fan art and commissions from other cartoonists that I'm super excited to see in print. All kinds of stuff, and all kinds for stretch goals. We've got a ton of pieces that I've done over the last few years. Like anything color is like, let's throw it in there and make this sucker meaty. Which we got a couple of minutes. Did you want to run the thing before it launches?
The thing. Let's do that.
Thing?
Let's run the thing. Let's play the thing before we can do the thing.
I'm excited.
I'm okay.
I want everyone to see the thing.
I haven't actually watched it yet. So I'm probably going to be cringing here this whole time. Not because of what it looks like, but because of what it sounds like. So, all right, let's do it.
Your narration was awesome. I have a theme.
Finding Dee is a hilarious and heartwarming webcomic about the trials and tribulations of trying to make it as a cartoonist while dodging the slings and arrows of coming out in a world that would much rather keep you in your box. As a webcomic, it has been in black and white since its premiere in 2017. Now it's being collected for the first time in full color. Join Unlikely Hero Studios on a journey of discovery told with humor and heart with Finding Dee. Dee's comic journey is brought to life as never before with rich colors by artist Katy Rewston. Sometimes finding yourself is a transition. Discover that journey today by joining the Kickstarter for Finding Dee Volume 1, The Color Collection.
I've got a theme song. Oh, we're back.
You were doing that the whole time, weren't you?
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh, Katie. What happened?
We've actually got Hazel for once.
Oh, wow.
Hi, Hazel.
Thanks, Chris.
Hazel.
Thank you, Chris.
She was
Thank you,
always more than
Chris.
people think she is.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Your puppy's activated our puppy.
Uh-oh. Yeah, excite.
Oh.
They all seem just extremely confused right now. Okay. It's 4:29 or 5:29. It's 5 because I'm in Central Time. I'm behind
Okay.
y'all. I'm in the
hitting
past,
the
but it's
button.
almost time. All right, let's do it. Okay, let me pull up the. I'm gonna pull the screen here up too.
It's time for the rockin' new year.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Oh no, my head is going to explode. Also sung in parody and homage.
It is launched, so it should work.
Boom. We're live! Holy shit!
Woo! So there we go, everyone.
More people
Amber.
showing up! Yay! Thanks for coming. Now we'll see who's gonna be first. Ho! Ha! Fast! It just did the thing. Look at it.
Holy
Look at it
crap,
go!
we got a backer.
Look at it go!
Oh, so it's 35.
Yes.
So tell us, Lori, what are the tiers and the rewards? This would be a good time to narrate that because I can't see them on the screen.
Sarah, do you want to talk about that? Because I'm still clicking some buttons here behind the scenes.
You
Real
got
quick.
it. Let's. We got like fancy pictures crap down here. There, see. So for $5, you get some D-emojis. Whoops, that was not what I meant to do.
Express yourself with my face. Shock. Shade. General indignation. This?
I feel like I should have solo framed you so that we could just watch. But yeah, they're all really super cute, and
Exploding.
is there a option to get more of these in the pack if we get a certain stretch goal? I can't remember.
Don't make
There
me
was-
do
Yeah,
more
we're-
things.
Many things were discussed. I don't know these things. I feel like we should add a tier that Dee will draw you your own special one of her having some face of, well, not any face of your choosing, but like a approved face of your choosing. But chances are you probably already have drawn it, right? So there's that.
Probably.
$10 gets you the digital edition. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but Lori had a lot of fun with these D puns.
What?
Lori went delirious with them.
I did.
Delirious.
I did.
Ba-dum-ts. $12. Okay, this might be my favorite one. You get to choose. You don't get all three of them, sorry, but like we pictured all three of them because that way you get to choose a D enamel pin. Which, how freaking cute are these things? I mean, I'm torn. I don't even know which one I want because like there's the skull is so cute, but also you two are so cute.
It's our karaoke rock goddess over there.
Yep.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Quentin.
Thank you,
Quentin.
Quentin.
Thank you.
Woo. And $25 is simply delightful, and that is the softcover edition. You get the soft cover, and you also get the PDFs. Because if you buy a physical copy, you always get the digital copy. So expect that. Which I know most people that have backed our campaigns before, they're aware of that. But if you're backing for the first time, $30. Pin devotee. You had a lot of fun with these, didn't you? But that's all of the pins.
Woohoo!
Whoops, I keep scrolling the wrong spot here. I want to try and keep these there. We can, so that way you can see on the side there that you also get the Demoji pack if you get the $30 pin devotee tier. $35, a little bit of column D, which you get to choose what pin you want on this one too, right? Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And that's the soft cover.
Awesome.
45 is Delirious hardcover edition. Oh yeah.
We're getting
Okay, we're back.
delirious. And parodying Prince.
The Delectable at $55, which is hardcover and pin of your choosing.
Awesome.
Outstanding. 75 is Vitamin D, which everybody needs vitamin D.
Exactly.
That's all 3 pins. Oh, I'm gonna die now. It's okay.
Oh.
I'm fine.
Don't DI.
I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm sure it was something hilarious, but okay.
Is your memory deficient?
Yes. I need more vitamin D.
Don't give me that look,
As
Heidi.
long as you just have a list
see
of all
you.
the details somewhere.
I can't think of
Do you have amnesia?
I can't think of a pun. I can't think of a D pun that equals my allergy medicine, because that's what I actually need right now, because I'm just slowly just melting here. But it's okay. Merchant Diesel.
Antonio Banderas as a
That
DB
one-
going Diesonix.
Disintegrating.
I'm breaking them, Heidi.
And D for $350, which seems like a hell of a deal. I mean, that you can get like your own actual life-size D
I want one of those.
and put it in your shower to scare the shit out of people that come in.
Yeah, or punch my
Yeah.
own smug cartoon face when I'm pissing myself off.
I don't know. So based on what I have seen of how you destroying
Yes.
Yes, because if there's anybody that we know that loves the D puns as much as Lori, if not more, it is definitely Sabrina.
Yes.
as you should.
One of the only other real people who is a character in the strip.
Nice.
Oh, yes, that's true. Sarah, this
Yeah,
one's a question for you.
Uh-oh. Also, for those of us who've gotten back in #1 spots, we'll be getting... Yeah, you will. And you know what? I have them done, and I'm gonna send them out. I recently took over the Patreon. I don't know if you patrons that noticed that you're having some like wonky shipping time in between. It's because I took it over, and it'll even out soon here, like this month and next month should be fine. But everybody, I'm gonna like Andrew. I think it's might only be you, but like specifically for you, I'm sending the plaques out, the first backer plaques out with that your Patreon thing, because save on shipping, two birds, one stone, whatever. I don't know if you don't want me to do it that way. Tough. I'm gonna do it that way anyway. I don't know. I really can't handle sending more than one package like that. That's asking too much of me. But anyways,
No
yes.
choice.
And did we see who got first backer on this one?
Yeah, it was Morgan Iverson.
Oh,
Morgan. Oh man, Mike is probably
happy about
swearing in front of his computer right now, isn't he? Look at
Awesome.
it go. Ah, look at it go.
Yay! Thank you,
So-
everybody.
So yeah, Andrew, I know you are like, I remember you specifically. You were back. You just said you backed, and I know that you will get the first backer plaque along with the next thing that we send out, and Daniel Calvin's gonna get a first backer plaque, and Brian Lambert's gonna get a first backer plaque, and somebody else whose name I cannot remember. I had a stack of like 4 of them because I started out doing it one way, and then I was like, wait, I'm dumb. I have access to a laser cutter. Why would I make these shitty plasticky ones when I could carve it into wood? So that's what I did. And it did take a few tries. I went through some scrap wood, but now I got it and they look awesome. And I don't want to show you guys pictures, mostly because I didn't take any, because I'm dumb. And I will, we'll post them after you guys get them. I don't want to show everybody, the whole wide world, until after I've shown, until after, you guys can get them and look at them yourself. That seems like the fair thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, Andrew, rambling and stuff. But yeah, you're going to get, I'll send that when I send... it'll be in the package with your Patreon stuff just this one time, because that seems like the best course of action. And I'll be excited too, because that's been bothering the hell out of me, because I'm like, I need to figure this out, and then I figured it out, and then I'm like, it's time to ship them. And I'm excited to be able to get that all caught up. Very excited.
Oh, it's still going up.
This is so weird from my point of view. Because I'm watching this, I'm watching the backer things, the numbers of backers go up, and we're doing this whole thing live, and I just feel like kind of walking in hi, welcome to the telethon. Do you enjoy Finding Dee? Would you like to continue enjoying Finding Dee? Then you can pledge now and get this commemorative tote bag.
Right. And then there's celebrities on the phone in the background, right? Is that
yes.
Did that?
Yes.
Oh wow, yes.
Sharon! Sharon! The cat's out in the garden, Sharon!
Oh, somebody's calling Ozzy.
They don't do those anymore, do they? The internet killed telethons.
I know.
Pretty much,
I think
yeah,
the only one
but-
that does it is PBS.
Yeah.
They'll guilt you. Have you been
I mean-
enjoying reading Finding Dee and not helping contribute? Don't you feel terrible? Don't you wish you'd just die? Yes, I'm stealing jokes from Adam's Family Values. I don't care.
I was so with you there. And then we all go, Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya.
Oh my goodness.
Pardon me.
Andrew says we should make the stretch goal for the ornament that we sent to Patreon. So that's a thing that y'all can do if you want to support us. In addition to backing Finding Dee, you are always welcome to go back our Patreon, and because you get something cool every month. Yep. And for Christmas, for December, we sent a little ornament. I don't have one with me. They're all they're over there.
Ours on our tree.
You don't get to see it because you're not a patron.
You have to do one.
But seriously though, I think that we're because that's a Patreon thing. Nobody except Patreon patrons get the not all of the stuff. There'll be stuff that we'll send that is stuff that other people will get, but a lot of that stuff is stuff that you can only get if you're a patron, which is pretty cool. And as of right now, that ornament is something you can only get if you're a patron.
Or if you rob our house, because our tree is still up.
That too. That as well. I do actually have
We still have Christmas in January.
We had to we had to take down the tree because the cats were just not gonna ever leave it alone. I wish I think I took a hat I wish I had a better picture of it, but Arthur she was opening and unhinging her jaws like a fucking anaconda and like housing the ornaments. And I was like, okay, so how are we going to explain this to the vet when we take her there? Because she's got a freaking ornament lodged in her jaws. How are we going to explain this? Like,
just hold it up and go, cat.
It's
They'll
just a cat
understand.
thing. Yeah.
at this point, I think that they're aware that our cats are dumb. Like, our cats are really dumb.
I mean, it's probably
But-
not the first time they've seen it, to be fair.
Yeah.
It can't be, right? Like, I mean, yeah, our cats are exceptionally weird, but also, like, they've been, like, vets see a lot of stuff, right? They have to.
Yeah.
They have to. Oh, it went up again.
Oh, holy shit! That was a big jump.
Yeah.
So while we're
Our
watching this,
fans
if
are the
anyone's
best fans.
Yes, they are.
if there's anybody who's watching who's got any questions, we got me and Heidi here. Like she can answer all kinds of
Yeah.
embarrassing questions about how honest some of these strips are.
I know you've answered this question 1,001 times, but what was the inspiration for starting a webcomic about your actual life?
Okay, well, I mean, it's a good story, and the people I'm sure watching for the first time that hasn't seen me lingering like the remora of guest hosts the last few months on the show.
That is true.
When I first came out, there was a combination of factors. One of the first main things was that I'd started doing a blog, which I just called Finding Dee. And it was just a way for me to kind of talk about everything that had been going on in the day, or some bad experiences that would happen, or some asshole who'd have something shitty to say, or that shitty glare from somebody in Walmart who's like, eh. And I was like,
At
well, I'm gonna write a
Walmart?
blog. Oh, at everywhere.
People give you shitty looks at Walmart. Like, you're at Walmart. I mean, I go to Walmart too. It's not a judgment against anybody. It's just like, it's Walmart. Okay? You don't have the right to judge anybody if you're at Walmart. You just
I
don't.
agree.
You'd be surprised. But yeah, so I would be writing this blog about the general experiences I was having. But in writing it out, what I was doing was just kind of spitting venom. I was just spewing vitriol, and it was feeding back on itself. It wasn't cathartic. It didn't make me feel any better. It didn't feel good at all. It was just shit. And I was like, well, this is not helping me at all. This blog was supposed to be for me to vent my feelings on this, and instead it's just intensifying them. And meanwhile, at the exact same time, I'm still doing my old comic strip Dandy and Company, which I'm retired on that one now. And I was a supporting character in that strip as the cartoonist. So I came out in that strip as well. And there was a lot of people who were saying, oh, well, you should make a comic about yourself, about coming out as trans. Like, I had a lot of friends who were saying, who were espousing that idea. So I had a whole bunch of people saying you should do a comic about being trans. And I was already making a blog about coming out as trans that really was not helping me in any way, shape, or form. So I decided that it might, okay, well, I'll make a comic about it, but a comic strip, because my idea with the comic strip was that it could be therapeutic, that I could not just tell the stories of what's going on in my day-to-day life, but add humorous elements to it. Find the punchline in the shitty people staring at you at Walmart. Find the punchline in the bitchy server who keeps dead naming you or misgendering you clearly on purpose. And all these, thank you, Jason, all these fucked up things that were happening, I would go, okay, well, what's the punchline? How do I make that funny? Because if maybe cartoon me can find the humor in these situations, then real me can start going, okay, I can. It takes the teeth out of the situations. And it was very therapeutic for me very early on to find a way to put punchlines on some of the more negative associations. And then it just started to evolve the more I did it, where I'm like, well, it's not just about the negative situations. It's also about the discovery. One of the first strips that blew up, and I think you have it for to pull up, Sarah, is the boob strip, the Indiana Jones boob strip. Which is one of the ones. Katie had a lot of fun coloring it, I remember, because you did some really nice stuff with the lighting. And that was a strip where it really,
got the right one.
for me, this was a fresh, new, wonderful experience. Bra searching, going out to buy a bra and finding one that is the Venn diagram between cute, cheap, and in my size was very, very difficult. They're either, they're all granny bras, or they're all super fucking expensive,
or tiny,
or tiny, or they're made out of like Michael Bay's Decepticons, so it's like you're strapping angry, pointy tinfoil to yourself.
Yes.
And so finding that perfect Venn diagram between cute, cheap, and in my size was like, oh, let me do that like Indiana Jones and Tomb Raider style stuff. And I was like, that was an advantage of the strip. I could visualize these gag ideas with, parodies and fun. It doesn't just have to be talking heads. It's a comic. And that was the first one that really blew up, where people outside of just the trans experience were reading it going, yeah, that's me as well. That's like literally anyone who's ever had to buy a bra for any reason related to that strip and said so. And that would let me know where the direction that I really wanted to take the strip with was, because even in the beginning, I knew that at some point, my ultimate goal in all of this, the trans agenda, is to just wake up and do my shit and just live my fucking life. So the strip would eventually reflect that as well. So instead of it being constantly these bad things happen, well, the better you get at dealing with things like that, the less they fucking happen. Yeah, when I go out, people still stare at me and but I don't really give a fuck 99.9% of the time. It's just whatever. I barely pay attention anymore, and it doesn't fucking bother me the way it used to. And the strip was a big part of helping me get to that point of being like, no, because these people are hilarious to kind of poke at and be like, fuck you. No, there is a funny side to it, and I can have that fun with it. So, I mean, that's
certainly a healthier direction that you went into.
Yeah, and
cool.
I ended the blog. I started the strip, and out of nowhere, people just started reacting to it, and the numbers didn't really go through the roof. Like, I wasn't like getting like, oh, I've got 10,000 people reading, or it was on Facebook 90% of the time, or Tumblr. But the reactions from people were something that were really positive and really. I'll post it and people who have that experience will be, and they'll talk about their experiences that are similar. And, I've had a lot of people who, I think the term is an egg when you're like trans and not quite out yet, and it's like, I've had people tell me that my strip is what cracked their egg. And that feels really, really nice that it's, got to that position where it's influencing and it's having a positive impact where, at conventions, that's why the books next to the price, I always have the tag contains naughty words, because at conventions I'll have parents ask me, my X-year-old is, told me that they're trans, and I'm worried and I want to try it, but I think your stories here might be really good. Is this, all ages? Is this appropriate for them? And I've always just been kind of like, well, I mean, there's no gratuitous violence or nudity or sex or anything in there. It's pretty much just a funny comic strip. However, it's based on my life, and I curse like a fucking sailor. And if you're sitting there saying, I'm getting ready to come out as transgender in this world, you do need to learn how to navigate the world oh fucks.
Yeah.
Because you are going to be absorbing an awful lot of them. The not nice ones.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, I always try to say in that regard, it's like, if your kids are okay with curse words, then yeah, it's great for your kids. There's nothing else that's in there.
Jason asks, do you have fan art set up for this book, or are you still accepting new ones?
Hey, there's 20 days to go in this campaign. I will find ways to cram more pages in if we hit all our stretch goals. Absolutely. Feel free. I love it. Feed
Well, the
my
other nice
ego
thing,
with
too,
drawings of me.
is as you've gone on, a lot of it has become like slice of our life too,
Yeah.
you know, and a lot of that dialogue in those strips are actually conversations that we have usually in the car.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, sometimes what happens, a lot of our conversations are usually we're in the car or we're in bed. But I don't draw that constantly, so I'll be like, okay, what can I have us doing in the background while we're having this conversation? But a lot of the strips are exactly that, just weird. There's one where we're with Poe in bed where we're like, you know, before I came out, you know, Heidi was the mama, I was not the mama. But coming out, it's like, well, I want to be the mama too. And so we had to come up with like, you know, we were like, oh, maybe it's the other mother. And I'm like, that's just creepy with the buttons on my eyes. And
Which is what my son calls her.
yeah. Rick says, hey, other mother. He did it initially trying to be a little bit of a smartass and had no idea how much I was going to embrace that. Because that first Christmas when he moved in, I actually get little jewelry box with 2 big black buttons in it and a needle with some thread. And that was his Christmas present.
That's amazing.
But because I'm a Transformers nerd, you may have noticed there's some in the background. So I went with your Mama Prime, I'm Mama Maximus, and that conversation was pretty much grabbed whole cloth and put into the strip.
1,000. We're 1,000.
So there's
Awesome.
a lot of that. The strip nowadays, 90% of the strip is just the weird random stuff that happens, the goofy things we do around the house. You know, we go to karaoke. I mean, figuring out ways to do jokes about music in print is not easy. But so many of the jokes we do are based around weird random outbursts of singing around the house. Stuff like that. And that's really the crux of the strip. Like I mean, there's a lot of strips that aren't in this book that we've done that are just, you know, we unfortunately we hit that bird one spring and I freaked out. It was literally months later before I could form a joke. But, you know, in the comic strip, you can take those months of time where I freaked out over hitting the bird and had a crying jag. And then when we made a really tasteless joke about it 6 months later, comic strip can have all that happen at once.
Right.
You know, the comic, it's
Indeed.
basically our lives with better timing.
Exactly.
Did you just say indeed?
Maybe. I have a question for Heidi though.
Okay.
So the way that Dee draws you is like you're very animated, her, but like the leaping on her and the making the silly jokes and the there's I know there's one at least where she's got your tongue hanging out on the side there and you're making a silly sexual innuendo. So and I'm pretty sure there's several of those in there. Is that how you really are?
Several times a day.
So that is how. So you get to experience that on the reg.
Yeah.
I just want because like I feel like just from the comic strip that you're probably pretty fun to hang out with.
that
Yeah, I thought that.
comic version of me is probably, I would say, about 97.9% accurate.
Yeah, the goofy shit we do, her just jumping on me in the bed and licking my head and rubbing my eyebrows backwards, all shit. I mean, it's not in the strip yet, but I mean, yesterday you sent me the link to the theme song that Eric made for the thing. I now have a theme song. Yes, I did a striptease to it last night when we went to bed.
Much to my delight.
And that was not easy because that's a fast-paced song. So you're trying to whip your shirt off to da 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 da.
And then she jumped on me and stabbed me in the rib with her boob. Just so you know.
Nice.
That is amazing.
The
But
fish,
yes,
the
it's
fish,
very
the
much
fish are
like that.
congregating to support one another. Fishly has come. Thank you, fish.
Hi, fish.
Hi.
It's a
Fish-
school now. Woo!
we gotta get Dee and fish. Like, we gotta do fish and fish something. Like, just a short or something. We gotta do something, don't we?
Fish and chips.
I have another episode with D, so
There.
that kind of
There, cops.
I did say at the beginning that shit was gonna get weird. So
Well, JD Smith, welcome to our life. That is definitely what
Welcome.
that's what this comic is about. It is very much about our lives in general, and we are wackadoos who do silly things to each other. And yes, well, like there's one that's in this strip, and it's one of I think Sabrina has pointed out that it's one of her favorite strips. Is the one where I'm trying to do the sexy I'm doing the sexy lap dance to Heidi in the chair, and I put my leg up on the arm of the chair, have a fucking cramp in my thigh, and fall down.
That happened.
That's so fucking happened. There's one that is a later strip where all it was Heidi saying, Dee, could you turn on the light switch? So I walked over to the light switch, and I'm like, hey, baby, you want to generate electricity for me? This is the shit we do. We walk around our house acting like we have a
She
studio
does that
audience.
to our bearded dragon when I asked him to turn off the light.
No, when you because Rick's got a bearded dragon, and you'll say, could you turn off the bearded dragon? And I'll walk over and I'll be like, picture your grandmother in a nightgown.
I wanted to let you know, Jason said, listening to you talk, I feel like I'm watching a live action version of Finding Dee. And I have to agree.
Yep.
Well, that was the thing. It's like Heidi's not been on any of these yet, but I'm like, how do we not do this and not have Heidi? Because she is, like you said, she's the second main character of the strip, and she is easily far more popular than I am in the strip. Because
I don't know about that.
Heidi strips blow the fuck up.
So, like, Heidi for Best Supporting Actress or Heidi for Best Actress? Like, what are we...
Well, she's
You're in
technically
there.
supporting
I
actress.
mean,
Hey,
still
look,
but yeah,
it's-
biggest star, but technically, yeah, it's technically about you, so... But definitely Best Supporting Actress. Shall I make...
Dee! Finding Dee!
It's Finding Dee, and she's just like me.
Yeah, Heidi is very committed to us coming up with lyrics for that music because she wants to rock out to them.
That was
Yes.
awesome. I loved it.
Because you gotta get one
Are
of
you
those,
gonna
like,
are you gonna sing it then, Heidi? Are you gonna record it so that we can mix it?
If I can, yeah, I'm working on lyrics.
Can you belt out a good
lyrics? And I will
Finding Dee?
totally sing that.
Finding Dee,
Nice.
Finding Dee. Throw some Zeppelin into it.
It seems
wanna
right that
blow
the
everyone's
karaoke
ears out
queen
on
be
this
the
thing.
singer for that.
Yes, hello.
I mean,
I will
my
definitely
jam.
make sure we'll work out lyrics that take advantage of your ability to rock out.
Yeah.
Because we've done. I mean, it's shown up in. We did the strips with the face melting one. That's not in this book, but will be in the second book. Where there was one time we went to karaoke and the microphone was not working and no one fucking knew. It was literally that scene from the Tenacious D movie where people were just like,
I was singing Immigrant Song
Just-
by Led Zeppelin,
"Ah!"
and the mic went out in the middle of the song, and the DJ was trying to get my attention to switch mics, but I was mid-song,
And no one you couldn't hear over your own singing.
and I was in a bar, and you could hear me over everybody in the bar.
They did.
Nice.
We did our town did karaoke in the town square one year. I was inside the art transit building, which was about a block and a half away from where Heidi was singing Immigrant Song. Inside, on the ground floor, which is like half a level below street level, doors closed, and we're all sitting there, and I'm like talking to people, and you can hear echoing echoing across the fucking hills. Heidi has got some
Alright.
severe power.
So my new bucket, my updated bucket list is definitely I'm adding to go to a karaoke night with Dee and Heidi sometime.
Awesome.
Yes.
I'm all about it.
Continue it with my friend.
I love karaoke. I haven't done it since before the pandemic, and I freaking love it.
It is my jam.
My friend,
It's the way that
who's
I
also
really
got a very
praise.
powerful voice. Yeah, he's in my medieval reenactment group, and
Thank
we
you,
were inside
Fishley.
a castle once, and we got a noise complaint about us singing Bohemian Rhapsody. I have to say, there's more volume than ability, but it's definitely enthusiasm. So
What kind of psychopath complains about Bohemian Rhapsody?
Right.
That person is not to be trusted.
That
I
song
don't
is
know, you
sacred.
guys have
Thank you
recorded
very much. That's blasphemy to complain about it.
I know.
I'm saying.
I mean, the doors were shut as well. It was inside a castle, and the local town still heard us. So, but
Awesome.
then there was
Thank you, Jason.
Wow. Oh man.
But yeah, that's
So yeah, we
karaoke
try to.
anywhere, anytime,
Oh,
any
yeah.
place.
It's hard to encapsulate. I think there's only 1 or 2 karaoke strips in here on the first book. And one of them is definitely something I used to do that I do not do anymore. Early on, I would go out of my way to regender any song lyrics. So if the song,
Yeah.
I would do that constantly. And eventually I just started being like, I'm drawing way more attention to myself by pulling out a lyric that somebody doesn't expect to hear. You're expecting to hear the real song's lyrics, and I would be so self-conscious about it. And I just was like, why am I'm trying to avoid that level of negative attention, and I'm drawing more attention to the fact that I'm changing a well-known lyric from a song.
Makes sense.
So I stopped that, and I just sing the songs as they come now.
You still do mic drops because that's in that panel, in the strip where you're changing.
I do not drop the mic. As a matter of technicality, I did not drop it for reality. That was a joke added for the strip.
I would kill her.
The strip. Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, wouldn't the karaoke master just want to never? They would never let you touch their shit again if you dropped their mic. And ew, gross. Have you ever seen what the floor of a bar looks like? Ew.
Yeah.
Don't put that on the floor. Gross.
Yeah. That's actually a prime example of the way the strip goes. Is that the strip is about 95% reality, 5% iteration to make it more funny.
Creative license. Imagination.
We could show a couple more strips if you wanted.
I wanted.
Had
to do a song. Was in a song contest. I don't know if y'all know what the Colgate Showdown is. The Colgate Country Showdown. It used to be the
but it
Country
sounds
Showdown.
it sounds like there'll be a lot of smiles.
Yeah. I was in that for 3 different years, I think, 3 different times, and I did a Johnny Cash song, and it was Folsom Prison Blues. That's the one. And my mom was like, "You can't sing." When I was just a baby, my mammy told me, "Son, you have to say daughter, something that's a daughter thing." And I was like, "Why? Who cares? Nobody's actually listening that closely." And that. What you're saying about regendering is that it does. People pay more attention to it. And that made me think about that. And I was like, God, yeah, why? That's dumb. And my mom is just weird.
Yeah. And what am I going to do with some of the songs that, if Heidi gets me sufficiently drunk, you can tell by the way I use my walk, I'm a woman's woman. That doesn't work. No, not at all.
Right.
Yeah, she sings Staying Alive.
And when you're drunk, what are the chances that you're not gonna fuck that up? If you're drunk,
exactly. I am not Weird Al D. I do not have the ability to make up new lyrics on the fly. Yeah, try my mic.
That would be amazing, though. All right, so Laura, you said we should.
I run a karaoke night too.
Yeah. No dropping the Mikey.
Yeah.
No.
So Katy. Which one
Yep.
is your favorite? Because Katie, being the colorist, you had some fun with this. I think you were bouncing back and forth between the Sundering, which required insane amounts of detail and realism, and then back to Dee, which was decidedly less tricky, I suppose.
It was
for
Miss
certain.
Medusa and the Sundering and the there's quite a few pages I really like. I really like the one with the laser treatment. I love that one.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Laser treatment.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. That's one of the first strips where I really was very happy with the way the art came out on that one. At the time, I was going once a month to get laser hair removal treatment. I haven't been in forever because it worked, thankfully. But yeah, you build it up in your head. Oh, they're going to be shooting you in the face with a laser. It's got to be the scariest thing ever. And your anxiety goes through the roof, and it really is just like click, ow, click, ow, click, ow. Yeah, it doesn't feel great. It's like getting like snapped with a rubber band. It hurts the most in the upper lip.
Right.
But it's not the terror that you expect it to be with the mad scientist. But that's the thing I like about the strip the most, is being able to visualize some of these ideas with really like outlandish, over the top things where I can take advantage of, other styles of drawing as well, where I can go overboard, throw in the Kirby crackles and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and that one, you said that one was popular at your laser at the salon or whatever the place is called. I can't remember the name. Yeah.
I took that one too. I showed them that one at the place where I was getting my laser hair removal done, and they loved it, and they were like showing it around to all their friends and stuff.
Oh, and now they have now they get a color version? Are you going to take a color version for them?
If I ever have to go back, yeah, but thankfully I don't have to right now.
That's fair.
There's a few different ones I like. I like the Godzilla one as well. I don't know if you got that one.
I don't have that one, but if somebody can tell me what page number it is, I can get it for you.
Which one are we talking about?
Dezilla. But you said the Kool-Aid one, right? You like the Kool-Aid one?
Kool-Aid one.
Because I do have the Kool-Aid one.
Yeah, Dezilla's 37.
Right.
Ah, yes. One of the earlier recurring characters, which we named Lori, who is based on a real-life friend of ours who's one of the bar managers, Jamie. So it's Jamie to Lori because we're both horror fans. It was just I needed an extra to ask me some questions, and people are always asking for, what was it like in terms of, this, was it like this? Was it like that? And they have very, very interesting ideas, usually based on nothing in reality and what they saw in a movie or, and so in that strip, it was I didn't do anything piecemeal. I didn't slowly, it was a course of 2 days, and everyone in the world that I knew. So I did just come right the fuck on out. And then, that first night we went out to dinner, and I was like, no, fuck it. I'm not going to go. I couldn't go halvesies and be like, I'm going to come out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I'm going to stay in the closet on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah.
Which, there are a lot of people, they need to do the baby steps that for whatever reason, be safety. I'm not trying to say I'm judging any of those people. What I'm saying is my insanity specifically would not let me do that. I needed to be all or nothing. If I gave myself a safety net or an out, then I would take it. So I knew I had to just be like, nope, I got to just come full on out. And, the best visual, there's no better visual analogy I could think of than oh yeah, coming through the fucking brick wall. Even though, kids today do not know what the hell that means unless they're Family Guy fans.
That's how I know it from.
That's unfortunate.
But then, of course, I'm not from the States, so it's a bit more.
Really? You're not?
Here in the States, we put color.
But your accent is so flawless.
No. But yeah, it's not really a thing over here, so yeah. Family Guy it was.
There we go.
I
the
love
D's-
coloring that.
You
Amazing.
colored the hell out of it too. So yeah, the D-Zilla is that was one where it's in many respects there's no real punchline to the strip other than the visual and the idea of, I'm 6'2", I'm not skinny, and while there's always going to be somebody that's going to say, well, what about the WNBA or Gwendolyn Christie? And it's like, but I can tell you right now that just wandering around in general, the number of men that are taller than me, I can usually count on one hand going out. So for
It doesn't
me,
help that I'm 5'2".
and it doesn't help that Heidi is 5'2". In the strip, 90% of the time in the strip, she's only a few inches shorter than me for convenience of drawing. But in blunt reality, if she walks up in front of me, I can rest my chin on the top of her head. It's a full head. I'm a full foot taller than Heidi. So, it's really, I get self-conscious about that, and I still get self-conscious about that on occasion. That's something that can't be changed. Short of getting my lower legs blown off like the guy in King of the Hill. I'm walking around on my stump. But yeah, there's really nothing I can do about that. Sometimes it really does just, because the thing is that sometimes, in terms of the, and it's a loaded term because there's a lot of negative connotations with it, and a lot of people hate that term outright. But the idea of passing, of if I'm sitting in a restaurant and people are walking in and I'm not talking too much, I might not even get a second look because, sitting down, I'm only a couple of inches taller than Heidi right now. But then once I stand up, and it's just this is most people's eye level.
Right.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
No,
Right.
not anymore. It has its perks, I'm not going to lie, but it's something I get self-conscious about. So, that was, again, the point of the strip. You drawing the cartoon version of me as Godzilla wreaking havoc was a way to make something that was stressful.
Hi, Todd.
Oh, hi, Todd. Oh, hi, Todd. Local.
Oh, I just remembered another strip that I really loved was the one with the kicking down the door.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, very popular, controversial, pissed a lot of people off. I got a good amount of hate messages on Tumblr for this one. So.
Oh, I loved it. It's great.
I don't
Lost
know what
you, Sarah.
page that is. I don't know what page that is.
55.
I'm terrible with knowing the numbers of the pages. Okay, that one's gonna take me a second.
I had to save them all as JPEGs because I don't get any thumbnail for the PSD files, so I was just like, I can't keep going through all of the PSD files. I'm just going to go through them all and save them all as JPEGs, so it actually does the thumbnail. Which it took a lot of time, but it actually helped quite a lot. Because I'm having to cross-reference different costume, colors for different clothing and stuff, so it's much easier to do it that way. That's kind of why I was working on about 10 pages at once, literally 10 different documents open that I was just flipping between because I can't focus on one thing to save my life. But
Yeah, I'll hold off on my color commentary until the strip is up on the screen. But yeah, that one, the one we're looking to put up right now, is the one of the first ones that I got a lot of negative reactions from. It's like people took the first panel seriously and did not get the joke of it.
Yeah.
Thinking that was the actual scenario. But
and I don't think it wasn't the fans of the strips. It was where it was getting shared.
Oh yeah, because I ended up
virally.
banning a lot of people because all it takes is there are a lot of people out there that if you've got a tag word in there that calls them out, I think I mentioned TERFs in the trans exclusionary radical feminists in the notes, and that caught their attention and they started spreading it to all their little fucking groups, and I saw a lot of people sharing that one. There was a lot of ones that got me a lot of negative attention. There was the shaving one where I'm crying in bed at the end, and that was blood in the water. That one really brought them out in force, because sometimes they look at my strips as proof of their ideation that I am dangerous and that I am all these horrible things that they want to say. And if I do a strip where I am feeling sad, or I am, going through the grooming process, because a lot of the earlier strips I was showing things like the fact that for quite a while I had to shave just to feel comfortable leaving the house. And the biggest perk though is that for every negative comment of somebody saying, that's just because you're a sad, pathetic man, and get over it, you pervert, stay away from my children or I'll shoot you. I think the weird ass shit you get, for every one of them, I would get, 10 positive comments, no matter what the strip was about. And partly because, again, these are more universal experiences than a lot of people think. A lot of people do not realize, how many cisgendered women have hormonal issues or other reasons where they're doing the same damn maintenance I'm doing.
I have polycystic ovary syndrome, and one of the side effects of that is facial hair. I don't get it so much, but a lot of women do get quite a lot of facial hair, and it's like, it is something that some women have to deal with. I'm quite fortunate that it doesn't affect me that way. I just put on muscle quite a lot, but it is a problem. Yeah. And people are just take it out of context all the time and just expect all women to be the same. It's like, no, not all women are the same.
And here is our cross section of 4 cisgendered women and me, and 1 out of 4 have that experience. It's not that fucking rare.
It's not 1 out of 4. I'm same boat as Katy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's 50%.
Awesome.
50%. No.
All kinds of I've got apparently I'm still learning all the fun stuff that my girly parts have done to me. So
cry, fish, cry. My agenda is coming for you.
I laughed, and then I was like, but he's right. People think crying is gay. If you're a man, you can't cry, and that's super toxic.
Yeah, causes men so many problems as well. Men have got emotions too that are perfectly valid, but they don't get to express them because you're gay. It's like, no, they're not. They're just people.
Yeah, no.
Humans have emotions.
So okay, I've got the picture, the page in question here. This is the one. Yes.
Yes.
Yep, that was one of the first strips that got me a little bit of shit from people. It's still one of my favorites. I
just want you to dress like that. I just love the top part.
Yes.
It's like his 80s sort of hairdo, and
Do you think I could pull off a mohawk? I'm not against trying. I feel like I could pull it off.
The only truth in that panel is that I do have those boots. That's about it.
You should collect this outfit and wear it to conventions.
Yeah. I feel like you could pull off the jacket. I'd like that jacket.
Except I'd stab a major artery if I tried wearing that belt buckle thing.
Would you make it smaller?
No, it needs to be like this big.
If I get a foam, it wouldn't stab you then. It's fine.
It was.
There you go.
I made that thing super big because I was like, I'll make that really big. It'll be like what's his face's codpiece in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sex machine.
I don't think I've seen that yet.
But thank you, Jason. But yeah, the punchline at the bottom of that one was because at the time they had released Lucky Charms Frosted Flakes in one box, and I was so fucking excited. And that was the idea of the punchline. That's the gay agenda. Ooh, that cereal looks Nami.
Right? Like
that's my evil agenda.
the sugary cereal, right?
Ooh, I'm gonna cheat and have some sugar
Yum yum.
for Satan.
I like this approach, Fish. I cry all the damn time. It's the way I'm built. Call me names for it and I'll sit on you. I like it.
There you go.
Oh, of course, one of my other favorites. This it's page 40.
Okay.
Page 40.
Sarah should have page 40. I don't know.
Thank you, Tam.
Yep, page 40. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tan.
Thank you.
Glad you're enjoying it. Quiet, Poe.
He said thank you.
As you should.
Thank buddy.
Sarah may have stepped away for a moment.
All right, hang on.
There we go.
There we go.
This strip. Okay, everyone loves this strip. I love this strip. This was so fun to draw. This is based on, if I had to say, the most universally constant comment that I have gotten since coming out. I believe I've gotten it from at least 3 of the 4 women in this chat with me have said this to me. Me bemoaning my boobs and being offered someone else's. I'd give you mine if I could. And it's always a funny comment, but I have heard it so many times, especially, and I combined here with every short person wants a little bit of my height. I was like, I'll take a couple of inches, and then I'll give you my boobs. So if I were to in fact be able to take people up on both offers, this would be within a day. Within a day. Within a week, it would just be 2 sentient beach balls.
D is getting larger.
So yes. And obviously, like in the recent weeks, I've had, the surgery that I had back in September has been chronicled in the strip as well. So it's the weirdest thing about the comic. It's more often than not, it's me talking about my tits in one way or another, be it boobs, being boob sweat, being wanting them bigger, wanting, they're sore, they're itchy, the cats are sleeping on them.
Now I'm crying from left to right. Me too.
Wait, I stepped away for a minute and you're making people cry?
My boobs,
the
my life orbits around them. Which is just extra funny when it's a drawing of Lori's head.
Yes. No, I love that. I'm totally cool with it.
Now it's like the Phantom Zone in Superman 2. Forgive us! Forgive us!
Demonetized!
No, demonetized. No.
Yes.
No.
Let's not add D to that.
It's okay. Our fans and your fans are kicking ass on this Kickstarter. You see this? Like, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome.
They are amazing.
I believe it is currently about $30 shy of being the most successful Kickstarter I've involved in.
That's awesome, though. I mean, these people are like coming out and showing their love, and I love
that.
Yeah,
it is amazing. I am going to be an anxiety-riddled wreck one way or the other. I'll be anxiety-riddled if it's slow. I'll be anxiety-riddled if it's fast, because then I'll be like, I don't deserve it.
Hi, this is Dee.
Don't worry, guys. We'll smack her if we need to.
Anxiety.
Anxiety, exactly.
Well,
Heidi's nearby to slap some sense into D whenever it's necessary, so it's fine.
If I have time, when I've finished coloring the pages, I may do some fun up. Let's say, if I've got time.
I would
That would be extreme. That would be like because you already have so much involvement in it, it would be really great to see your excuse me, your interpretation of Dee as a cartoon. Yeah, be really fun.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Well,
Do
you know what? I
it.
might not think of being a cartoon because, yeah. You saw what happened with the Seeker. It was supposed to be a cartoon. It didn't end up really being very cartoony.
Well, that's
every
fair.
hair
Yeah.
on my head. Every hair on my head.
Katie and I did a piece, a short story for Elsewhere, Volume 2. And yeah, we were like, I was like, it can be whatever style you want. And so she made it like every fucking page is a Baroque painting. It's just way more painterly than anybody else. And then she's like, but it doesn't look like everybody else's. I was like, no, you're right. And that's like the best part about it. Leave it alone. Don't touch it.
It's not Baroque. Don't fix it.
Exactly.
Hi, Lou.
Hi, Lou.
All our karaoke peeps in the house.
I love
Exactly.
seeing all your friends and fans just descending in here, and you got
And not-
like so many comments, and
Yes.
I love it when y'all comment. It's
Yeah, not in this book, but I think probably the third book is where Lou has an appearance.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. She's one of our friends here in town, and we do a lot of karaoke with her. And,
Yes.
and Todd too. So
Yeah, that's so cool. Y'all
I
have
love
the
it.
best friends.
we do.
Good
We do
friends,
have the
good fans. Everybody's
Yes.
good. It's all good.
For anyone just tuning in, we did also get Project We Love. We launched with it. That means Kickstarter loves it.
yay!
Oh,
I wasn't paying attention. That's awesome.
So we're validated. Yay!
Cheese, Gromit.
So if you're doubting whether or not you should back it, Kickstarter loves us, so you should too.
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody I've shown it
love.
to loves it as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love me. Love me.
Jason said, when you say we're descending, it makes me feel like we're invading, but you can't invade because we invited you. That's the thing.
exactly.
That's the special part about it. Is like you can't be an invader when you're invited. That's like it's a vampire joke to be made in there somewhere, but it's not coming to me. Like, we invited you into the house. You're welcome to come suck blood,
giant-
whatever.
Come.
It's a giant D party.
The backers are calling from inside the house.
We could also we could do a replay on the trailer since I see there's like a whole bunch of new people in here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, do y'all want to see the
Yeah, that'd be
trailer?
awesome.
Yes, with
I'll
my
just-
theme
I'll just-
music because I have theme music.
I'll just plug my ears so that I don't have to hear the screeching. It actually doesn't sound that bad. It wasn't freaking. I made myself listen the first time around, and it didn't make me go "Ugh," quite as much as I thought it would.
No, your voice sounds good.
Just so everybody's not confused, it's because I did the voiceover.
Nobody
Now-
ever likes the
Awesome.
sound of their own voice.
Ideally, Dee would have done the voiceover, but I think was it an equipment issue or I don't remember why you did.
No, Dee doesn't like the sound of her own nasally
Oh.
Fran Drescher voice,
There we
and
go.
so she was
Nobody
like,
likes
somebody
the-
else do it.
Yeah, Katie
Nobody
said it.
likes
Nobody
their
likes
own
the sound of their own voice. Katie nailed it there. Anyway, all right. Oh, Jason said I want to see it now that I'm not driving. Yes,
Okay.
good to not watch while you're driving. All right, let's
Exactly.
Don't Dee and drive.
do it. All right, for reals now.
Finding Dee is a hilarious and heartwarming webcomic about the trials and tribulations of trying to make it as a cartoonist while dodging the slings and arrows of coming out in a world that would much rather keep you in your box. As a webcomic, it has been in black and white since its premiere in 2017. Now, it's being collected for the first time in full color. Join Unlikely Hero Studios on a journey of discovery told with humor and heart with Finding Dee. Dee's comic journey is brought to life as never before with rich colors by artist Katy Rewston. Sometimes, finding yourself is a transition. Discover that journey today by joining the Kickstarter for Finding Dee Volume 1, The Color Collection.
In case you were all wondering, Dee and Heidi were totally dancing throughout that whole thing. We saw them. I saw y'all. I can see you guys.
We can see the secret the secret video.
Said I never forget. Like if I'm a guest on somebody else's show, I hope that I don't forget that nobody can, like, because if you're not running the show, then the showrunner can see you, but you can't see them until they let you
don't
in.
pick
Like,
your nose.
so yeah, I was like, I'm gonna like pick my nose, or I'm gonna dig in my butt, and it's gonna look weird, and I just know it. I'm gonna forget that I'm not the host.
Oh, so the first time the video played, you saw me get like jumped on by both of the dogs. Then.
Yes, I absolutely saw that happen. And you know what? It was a really violent color change in your little thumbnail square, so it really drew my eye right to it. So yes, I totally did
Just
see
drive
that.
by Hazel. She never stays for long, but she's just like a whirlwind, like Hurricane Hazel. One of my friends called her. So she,
Yes,
Yeah.
she is.
Now
And
it's time for me to
she
just
looks
play
like
with
she's
toys.
built like a tiny tank. And
She is.
what it was a little while ago that we learned that my cat is actually bigger than your dog, but it doesn't look like it.
She is 6.3 kilos. She spends all of her days wrestling with Spot, who is 18 kilos. So
Wow.
that's why she.
Yeah, Bob is a kilo. I don't know. What's 16 pounds in kilos? I don't know. So 8 or 9 pounds, I guess. 8 or 9 kilos. I don't know.
I think it's 2.2 pounds.
Yeah, 1 kilo is 2.2 pounds, but then I don't know how to reverse it. So I'm not good at math. I need a calculator and probably a pencil and paper, and then I need somebody who's smarter than me to do the math for me.
A
just
slide
use-
rule and abacus and Sheldon Cooper.
Yeah. Just don't ask me. I've got dyscalculus. So.
Just gonna type. I'm gonna type 16 pounds to kilo.
What do you get?
And there we go. Yeah,
Another
there we
day
go.
older than
Google says
you.
it's 7.25748. So seven
Yeah.
and a quarter pounds.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bob is a big boy though, and Hazel looks big and isn't.
She's
You
tiny.
know, every picture of as small as Hazel is though, but every picture of her, she's just like,
Yeah. She is. She's like,
but just tiny.
Like a brute.
yeah. She never skips arm day.
No.
Leg day.
she
Have you
snaps
seen
into a
the
Slim
lines
Jim.
of muscles in her back legs? They're amazing. It's like she'd be so ripped if you're a human.
Nice. I mean, I am
In fact-
a little jealous because I used to have muscles and now I don't. I have like that floppy stuff. What is that? Bingo arm? That floppy stuff that
I
used
call
to
them
be.
bat wings.
My granny was born in the Depression and she called them Caddy Mays. And if somebody could explain why, that would be awesome. I want to know
Caddy May.
what is the history behind the phrase Caddy May? What the hell does it mean?
To the interwebs.
So does anybody else who is watching have any questions for either me or Heidi or anyone about the book, about the comic strip, about embarrassing stuff that I haven't put in the strip, which is nothing?
Is there anything that you were like, okay, this is too bad, like too gross, too personal, to anything that you just were like, okay, it would make a good comic, but that's where I draw the line? Do you have anything?
Oh yeah, God yeah. There's plenty of shit that has happened that is either a little too embarrassing, a little too revealing, just gross, or I can't figure out a way to make something that happened to Heidi happen to me, because that's usually like there was the one strip, there's the it's not in this book, but there's the one where you were complaining about having liquid poo, and that made me laugh because it made me visualize Winnie the Pooh but as the T-1000. And Heidi was like, I'm sitting there and I'm visualizing it. And she's like, no, you are not drawing me on the fucking toilet. So that strip. That strip is she is word balloons coming from off panel. So because
That was funny though with the liquid poo though.
yes.
That would have been an
there's not a lot that you
interesting
haven't drawn yourself doing in these strips, so I'm a little surprised that there is anything that's too embarrassing for you to put in.
I have drawn myself face planting. I have drawn myself with holding my former breast pads that you buy to pad your bra and using them on my head like giant amoebas.
Space amoebas.
The space amoebas
Picking
that were
cutlets.
attacking the Enterprise. Yep. We always called them space amoebas because they looked like those things that attach themselves to the Enterprise in that one Star Trek episode.
Yes.
They hurt
Can I say
too when you fling them at each other.
I do
Yes.
have a favorite. I do have
What's
a
that,
favorite
Katie?
image of Heidi in the comic, and it's
Okay.
on page 45, and it's just the bottom left panel. I just love the expression. It's so angry.
Page 45, bottom panel.
She looks so angry.
Pause for effect. Okay, carry on. I will find it. Page 45.
I'm dying to know
love
which
I'm
one
dying
you're
to see
talking
which
about.
one this is.
It needs to be like an emoticon or something because it's just like the angriest face. It's brilliant. I love it.
Did you
I'm
try
gonna
to
be
hand me
I'm
the
gonna be
wrong
a
brand of
dick and
ketchup?
crop it out because
So it's just gigantic.
Yeah.
I have the power.
No context whatsoever, just Heidi's rage.
Anger.
Okay, wait. Which panel
But
did
yeah, I
you
mean,
say
there's
it
a
was?
lot of.
Bottom left.
Bottom left.
Yeah. With the very angry face.
I
Yeah,
did get good food.
I cover my surgery recovery. I put all that shit in there when I got my orchiectomy, including the putting frozen peas on my crotch, the dog jumping on my crotch. The fact that in order to check my stitches out, I was taking regular pictures of it, and Heidi almost showed that gallery to somebody.
I just colored that one the
Because-
other day.
Oh man, that would have been
Throw
so
them
fun
out.
to explain.
Another page I like is the werewolf one. How can I
Yes.
forget that one? Yeah. Which I just did the other day, so it's probably in the other folder. But
I do love me my werewolves.
Yes. Werewolves.
That's a show for another day, Laurie.
it's always fun showing you pictures of wolves. So
Yes, I love it.
So,
especially when I went to see actual wolves, and you were very jealous.
Yes, still jealous.
Yes. we
Every
need
time
to
you
do
post a
UHS
wildlife
trip.
picture, I'm just like,
Yeah, between the wolves and the coos.
yes.
Yeah. Oh, I'll have to find you the video where I got stuck behind the Highland Coos in one of the glens in Scotland, and
You
Oh,
showed.
not
You
get
did. You
Love
did.
the
You sent
cruise.
that when it happened.
I've got multiple ones.
Awesome. Oh yes. Oh yes. That was
Oh,
that. Okay, that strip very, very, very real. There was
Yeah.
a waitress at a local pizza place that we still frequent, who would do that, and it would be here are the refills you asked for, sir. Have a nice day. And she just leaned into it every time. She would gender me really, really
Mhm.
loud.
That's horrid.
And at first,
I
Heidi
hope
wasn't
you
noticing.
didn't tip her very well.
I ripped her a new asshole.
What happened in the strip is exactly what happened. We're
Oh.
getting ready to leave. She gives us the check, and Heidi goes, "Why don't you go get the car, Dee? I'll be right out." I'm like, "Please don't say anything, because it's the only good pizza place in like 100 fucking miles, and I live for pizza."
So now everybody who hasn't seen that strip is like going to be extra crazy waiting to get their book
Yes.
because I only showed that one square of it, and I'm not going to show anybody the rest of it.
But yeah, so I left. I went to go get the car. 5 minutes later, Heidi came out. Just that waitress. She doesn't work there anymore that I'm aware of.
No.
But we never got sat with her again because, see, the thing about it is we're very, very well liked in our community. We tip quite well when we go to a restaurant. I was I was raised wild by bartenders. So
Wait. You're good tippers, and still she was that big of an asshole?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Some
Wow,
people just
she's
like
not very
them.
smart either, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. That
But
I
the thing
mean,
is,
I will
every
call you
other
whatever the
server-
hell you want if you're gonna tip me well.
every other server in that place was our friends. Heidi is friends with the owner
Ooh.
of that place. We would walk in and they'd be like, "Hey Heidi, hey Dee, you want to Diet Dr. Pepper, right?" I mean, everyone knows us in that place. Still, we walk in there and everyone we're good friends with a number of the servers. They'll sit at our table and gab with us while we're getting our food ready. And you know, it's not in a bad way. Some people hate that. No, these are literally people that we hang out with. So yeah, Heidi pulled the manager aside in the middle of that fucking restaurant and let the manager know exactly what was fucking happening. And that waitress was never our server again. And yeah.
She had it coming to her though. It's like
She
you're
did.
gonna be a dick with consequences.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. I mean, if it
I'm
was an
a
honest
overprotective.
mistake, that's one thing. Because,
No,
I mean,
it's-
I've accidentally misgendered, and, like, I correct myself. I've accidentally misgendered people in the past, and I'm sure that I will again. But, like, I correct myself. I say, sorry, and we move on. But, like, if she's been corrected and she continues to do it, especially with the extra inflection,
Yeah.
no, she deserved to have her ass reamed.
Because
Yeah.
every time she would say it, the entire restaurant would turn and look. Every single time, because she was saying it that fucking loud.
And there's a difference in accidentally or like if it's someone new that you've met and you don't know their
Yeah.
pronouns.
And people,
And-
yeah,
There's definitely a tone of voice to that where it's,
you can see it from
innocent.
space.
but then there's the tone of voice when people are doubling down on it.
Yeah.
And I'm a little hyper protective. So
Little.
yeah.
She said
Yeah,
a little.
I'm a tiny
Everybody,
rage
write that
machine.
down. She said a little.
Yeah, her face was about the same color as her hair in that
Yeah.
in that moment.
Yeah, so when people, and it has, to put it in perspective, we live in a very tiny town, like maybe 11,000 people. And in the almost 8 years we lived here, we've only had 3 instances where someone has been
Outwardly,
double down, outright rude, and
or worse.
or worse.
We've had countless just rolled eyes and
looks, rolled
stares
eyes,
and
snickers, that kind of stuff.
jokes
But
under
where
their
they were
breath.
like, verbally attacking. Yeah. So,
Well, there's that. Well, I'd say there was a couple that there was one that I was unaware of, and when we were in the Shamrock that one night, and there was that one table that was making all kinds of snide comments, and we almost had to physically hold Lou back
oh,
because
that's true.
she wanted to go Tasmanian
Yeah.
Devil on that
Now,
fucking table.
To put it in perspective, I'm taller than Lou. And I'm 5'2".
Okay.
But
So
Lou
Lou
was-
is like a Wolverine then?
Yeah, Lou
Yeah.
was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck some bitches up."
Because I just feel
Yeah.
like Lou is like just based on what you've said in this very short amount of time. Like I feel like Lou is not somebody you want to fuck with.
No.
No, Lou is
Like
awesome,
fans
but
of
yeah,
people,
do not
she's a
fuck
tiny
with Lou.
terror.
Wow.
I'm sure she's extremely happy that we're talking about it.
She said I could put her on the strip. That's
Yeah, I'm protected too, Mini Ninja. Yes, Mini Ninja.
So Jason has a question. Is there a
Okay.
strip you've ever fully drawn that you've never released for whatever reason?
Yes, actually, there are a couple. I did one where, like, I have been recognized by people based on the strip. Like, people have seen me in person in public and recognized me based on the drawing. It's happened at a couple of conventions, and it actually happened at a local, like,
Restaurant.
a local restaurant in town from somebody that was a fan, was like, "You're Dee, right?" Recognized us just from the cartoons. But I also, joke about, I did a strip where each panel made me successively more realistically drawn. to showcase just how much there is still, as much as I, am fairly honest with my appearance in regards to certain factors like my weight. I've got a crooked nose and all these things that I put into the strip. I do also make myself look a little better in some regards. My hair always has great body, and it's just always in reality. I slim my shoulders down. I made myself a little bustier in the comics. And so I was having some agita, kind of like some stress over the way I drew myself versus reality. And so I drew an entire strip where panel by panel, I'm making myself more and more realistic and getting kind of depressed about it. And I didn't have a good punchline for the end that lived up to the premise of the book, which was find the humor in the situation. And I looked at the script at the time and realized I would be giving massive amounts of fuel to all the people that want to say, look, it's just an act. It's a disguise that she's putting on. It's a costume, And so I decided, I pulled that one. I've never revealed it. There was one that was featured the only appearance of another local who shall remain nameless. That was a little bit less than flattering based on a conversation we had that did not go well. And I drew a strip about it and then decided to pull that one before it ran because I was like, it's just mean. It's one of the reasons why very few real people other than me and Heidi appear in the strip, is that sooner or later interactions can be taken the wrong way. And even sometimes I'll be with Heidi, she'll be like, that's, oh, really? You had to show that? Because like there are some innocent fucking strips that we've done that Heidi has gotten. She's had people call her out for being abusive because of when I was recovering from the pancreatitis and in those strips, and she licked her finger and rubbed my eyebrow backwards, fucking with me in the bed because I couldn't really fight back. We do shit like that with each other. We fuck around. We play around. It's playful. It's fun. She got accused of abusing me. Yeah. And I was told I should leave her.
J-Man.
Hi, J-Man.
Hi.
So, 90% of the time, there are instances of things that have happened in the strip that is embarrassing that happened to
people
Heidi.
Just play around like that in general.
I had it happen to me because I'm more comfortable with making myself the brunt of the joke than I am making Heidi the brunt of the joke because we are real people. I've had people who've given me permission to put them in the strip, but I've not done it because I don't want to have to worry one day that I'm going to do something that's not even meant to be mean-spirited, but they're going to look at it and say, well, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
I did
understand that.
Me and Hazel.
Pardon?
You can put Hazel in the script, make her really beefy.
But yeah,
Laurie is among the few that have actually been cartoonified into Finding Dee. And
Laurie has made an appearance. Lou has made one appearance. Sabrina, she's like my best friend in the real world, and we work together on her comic online, Giant Girl Adventures, that I draw and she writes it and we collaborate on that. And she has been she's been very much like the fairy godmother, trans big sister for me when I was initially coming out, and lots of advice and lots of support in all those areas. And there is a strip that I don't think is in this first. I don't know if it's in the first book. It might be in the second book. Is the boob fairy in the first book, or does she not appear till the second?
I don't remember the boob fairy.
There's a boob fairy. Stay tuned.
There is eventually a boob fairy, and I do believe she does not appear until the second book. But
bummer.
And
now you gotta buy the second one if you want to see the boob fairy. Look at that, we're pre-selling volume 2 already.
The boob fairy.
The boob fairy.
Adorbs.
So, Sabrina appears as herself for real in the first book. a couple times.
Mm.
Even though I had not yet actually physically met her by that point, I just lied. And in the strip, it was a lot more fun to have her just be standing next to me than. And I totally fucked up because I did not realize. I drew her. The first strip she's in, we were waiting for a line to the bathroom at a convention, and I drew her taller than me. I had yet to meet Sabrina in reality. There's Sabrina's head. There's photographic evidence I am significantly taller than Sabrina. But
And now we know.
She has a very, very big personality.
Yes.
So in my brain, I associated that with her being taller than me, and I'm like, no, that was wrong.
Well, that explains why Heidi is so much taller in the comics.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not because it's easy to draw, right? It's because that's how big Heidi's personality is.
Partly yes, it's big personality, but it's also the Woody and Buzz issue. In Toy Story, if you ever look at scenes where Woody and Buzz are standing full frame, head to toe, Woody is significantly taller than Buzz. Buzz comes up to here on Woody when they're standing full next to each other. Now, if the camera's closer to where you can't see their legs, Buzz's head comes up to here on Woody. And they do a digital equivalency of what used to be either called trenching or apple crating back in. This is the reality height difference between Heidi and I. Lower. This is.
What? Huh? I lost my train of thought. What?
Shit's about to get R-rated over here. We better. Oh.
Well
yeah.
done there.
Like, there's behind the scenes in the first Toy Story when they're arguing with each other, when they're like, "You are a toy," and the camera's pulled back so you see all of them. Woody has been buried in the ground up to his knees for all their two shots. So it's just a cheat. You make the characters a little bit closer in height.
I'm gonna have to go watch that movie again.
It's easier to frame. But whenever you see them standing right next to each other, Woody is a lot taller than Buzz, like significantly taller. For all the close-ups and mid-shots.
Yeah, I have a friend who are a couple, and their height difference is even more than you and Heidi. And like the photos of them together is like way back, or she stood on like a bed or something.
Yeah, we have a picture from an early convention. We went to dinner with a couple of our friends from Florida, who are all roughly the same height. So 3 women roughly the same height as Heidi, and me in the picture, and I am literally doing this to get into the picture.
I think there's another one of all of us, and you're literally standing behind us with your arms around all of us, and your head is like right above everybody.
Yes. So I reduced that significantly in the strip. I'll do jokes about how tall I am, like with the Godzilla gag, but I don't draw myself that tall. And also because my proportions in the cartoon, much larger head and cartoon head makes it look a lot, different proportion.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Jason has another question.
Okay.
How long is it going to take for the second volume to be ready? We haven't even fully funded the first one yet, which
we're at full backers.
It's gonna happen. But y'all got like 20 more days to wait before this is even done, and then you gotta wait. Then we gotta wait for Kickstarter to do all their back end crap, and then we can print the books, which takes plenty of time on its own. So I think it's gonna be a little while, but
I mean the strips are all drawn.
Katie's gonna need some time to color that shit. That's gonna be a little bit of time.
Another 70, 80 strips.
Yeah. No, I'm plugging the second volume because that's how cocky I am. I know there will be one, but we gotta like the thing of it is like with the way Kickstarter works and the way we don't know how, like we know that I have all the confidence in the world that Finding D is going to fund, but we don't know how much we're gonna. So like it depends. It depends. That's the answer. Like it depends. But yeah, the thing is, the fact of it is that like it's definitely gonna happen, but but it's a flexible schedule. Is that a diplomatic enough answer? Like, we're not saying it's not happening. That's not happening, because of course it's happening. We're gonna make the second one as soon as we can. But yeah, I'm just being a smartass when I keep making comments about future books. Like, they're coming, but we have to like figure out more stuff as this one moves past certain barriers, or not barriers, milestones. That's the word.
Yeah, milestone.
Milestones. I said barriers, and then I was immediately like, my brain's like, mistake. And then we're good. It's fine. I'm starting to get a little bit fried from the lights. Like, we usually only do an hour, and this is always a 2-hour thing, and so I'm starting to get a little loopy. It's gonna be fine, but I'm not good at words anyway, so y'all put a lot of faith in me to be the one to talk the most. That's what I'm saying.
I've got with these ring lights. I've got an amazing sunspot that's just a perfect circle in my video.
Yeah,
they're fun, right?
Heidi and I, we have two. She's got the little light there, and I have the makeup mirror over here. So here's the makeup mirror, and there's the light rig reflected in the makeup mirror. Yeah. So we're gonna go walking downstairs, going blinking as we have these creepy black halos in our eyes, like we just watched the Ring video.
You can go down first.
Nice.
Well, mine's green rather than it's got this big green ring.
Bring up the chairlift.
Yeah. But fortunately, my room is on the bottom floor, so it's fine. And it's not 3 a.m, which is great for me, because usually I just can't sleep because there's a big green ring in my eyes whenever we do live streams.
I never considered that when we were like, Katie, you need a ring light, but I didn't really consider how much it would screw up your sleeping. Unintended consequences.
Already. I mean, like, I go to bed at 3 a.m.
Are you 5 hours ahead of us?
Yeah,
it's nearly
you're 6 ahead of me, so you're 5 ahead of Eastern. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it was interesting doing the coloring because, like I said, this is the first comic. Well, I've said it in previous videos. This is the first coloring job I had for a comic, and you have no idea how much I had imposter syndrome at the start of it. I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've got so many pages to do. I'm not going to do it wrong.
No, tell everybody that's here. There's a whole bunch of people here that are new and have never heard the story of how you ended up with this job. So you should tell that quick.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like the first comic thing that I did was The Seeker, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, we did The Seeker, which wasn't exactly it was kind of realistic rather than comic stuff. But Sarah said to me, have you tried why don't you try coloring a comic? And I was like, well, okay. So she sent me some pages to choose from, and I think there was one of them was The Well Keeper, and there was other stuff as well. But I just thought this one looks kind of cool, the Finding D one. So I sort of looked up the website and thought, right, this is how it's colored, and just did one of the pages. And then Sarah was like, right, we'll send it to Laurie. And I think then I didn't kind of realize that Laurie was going to send it to Dee.
Yeah, me neither. I wouldn't have done that to you if I would have known. But like, I thought it was so cool that I'm like, we got to show Laurie. And then Laurie is like, it's so cool, we got to show Dee. And then I'm like, I wouldn't have done that to you on purpose, though. Yeah, there's other people doing this sample at the same time to see if Dee will choose them. But we'll let you know if she chooses you. I was like, wait, this is a job interview.
And you passed.
I did, and I think the people who would actually the other people who'd done it would actually experience comic colorers as well. So I was like, oh, okay.
And they didn't pay attention nearly as well as you did. And I've told the story on here before about it's easy to do now because we have the screen grab from the thing and it shows it really clearly. I do not. This is the one you were the only person who did this on your pages. No one else, the professional color comic people, did not do this. Is if you look at I'm pointing like that means something. If you look at the
let's see if I can do it. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, you'll notice there are no solid. I draw our eyelids on the top, and I draw a little line at the bottom for Heidi with her cheeks. I do not draw full circles or full ovals around our eyes. I leave it open and then just color the white parts. which I can never,
Yeah.
Sclera or something? I can never remember what those are called.
Lights.
But I don't draw that line. I just imply it with the upper lid and the actual pupil. That implies if the looking left, looking right, and I just when I do colors for like a cover, which I colored this promo art, I just figure it out. And you were the only person who submitted samples who looked at the reference and did that. You went in and you did the whites of the eyes the way I was doing them in the color samples that were sent. Plus, I love the way you did backgrounds backgrounds in the strip are almost never supposed to be being paid much attention to. They're just, so you knew how to kind of did them all kind of monochromatic, drop them into the background, gave a little bit of dimension, but not too much. And that was a big deal to me. But the eyes was the number one thing that I didn't have to explain that to you. You looked at the reference, sussed all that out, and made the executive decision to do that yourself. And that was like, bing.
So all that anal retentive attention to detail that Katy talks about when it comes to grass and drawing individual hairs on animals, like that came in really handy for getting you this job.
Yeah.
Because of your attention to detail.
Yeah. Color the jacket in like the check colors because I got the wrong jacket, and I just did the whole thing like folding the check pattern around all of the. Yeah, I did that because it was supposed to be the tan colored jacket, but I thought it was the check one, and so I just basically colored the whole thing as like a checkered pattern, like tartan, and yeah. If I can't even remember where I put that page now. My filing system is just chaos. Otherwise, I would have shown it. I don't know where it is at the moment, but yeah. So it was interesting. So then I was like, oh yeah, you've got like 70 odd pages to do, and I'm like, wait, what? So at the start, I was feeling kind of like, oh my god, this is so much work, and I've never done this before. I'm such an imposter, that sort of thing. But actually. In the middle, I had to take a break to do Miss Medusa's Monstrous Menagerie. I did like pages 15 to 20, was it? And yeah, that was an experience, a definite learning experience. It was, I love doing it, but it was definitely much more complicated pages, like especially those damn cage bars.
And
sorry?
If you have a copy of Miss Medusa, if you anybody who's watching has a copy of the Miss Medusa issue too, like I challenge you to try and figure out which pages Katy did without her telling you, because I know you already told, but like it blends in beautifully. Like it all looks
absolutely
uniform and perfect. It looks great.
It's really weird kind of coming back to Dee after I'd done the Miss Medusa pages, because I was like so like full of anxiety with the first pages, but I feel like I learned so much doing from Miss Medusa that I went back and it's like, oh well, I'm actually doing them way faster now. So yeah, it was because I kind of got into the rhythm, and I got a new graphics tablet, which it helped a lot because my first ones were just broken, and so I got a one that's an actual screen, which is I can't remember what they're called now, but it's basically, it shows you like you're drawing and it shows you it's not a Wacom. Oh, I can't remember the name of that one either. But I've forgotten I've been wearing like eyeshadow, and I just wiped my eyes. Across my face. I never wear makeup. I'm not used to this. So yeah, it was. It's made it a lot faster, and I'm a bit more experienced now, so I'm like it's much easier making decisions to a certain respect, apart from like I realized I've kind of left some of the pages till last that I was struggling with a bit, so but I still got a few to go, but it'll definitely be finished before the end of the Kickstarter. Yeah.
Jason has another question. Oh, when you're finished, Katy.
Oh no, so it would have been finished like
yeah, Jason said, we are wrapping up the first year with our comic strip. How well did Finding Dee do in its first year?
Depends on the definition of what is like success, I guess. I think by the end of the first year, we had, by a lot of standards from everything I've read, probably not really great, huge numbers. I think we had something like 2,500 people were reading it. which is not a massive number, but at the end of the first year, I ran the first Kickstarter for the floppy comics that I was doing, the black and white versions, and that one I had that one funded in I think a week.
Yeah.
That was one of the just 1 week long Kickstarters, and
But
I was able
also-
to fund that over.
Those were organic readers. We didn't do a lot of advertising
Yeah.
and pushing Finding D in the first year.
So-
So those were organic readers that found the strip.
It has been very slow growing in a lot of respects, but it has been steadily growing. The more I work on it, the more I push it, the more I put it out there, the more people share it. It's a hard thing to measure because your brain wants to look at the numbers and say, oh, it was a runaway blockbuster success. But then I hear other cartoonists' numbers and I'm like, or not. My own numbers back when I was doing Dandy and Company in the early 2000s, and I had about 80,000 people reading it at one point regularly. I'm nowhere near that. I'm probably closer to 10,000 on average between all. And the problem now is that with everything that you're doing, you don't get all the metrics you used to get because more than half of my readers are on Facebook. Well, if it's on a page, you can see how many people are looking at it. But if it's on your wall, I have no idea how many people on my wall are actually looking at the strip because it's getting something like 40, 50, 60, 70 likes. But I can look at that number and go to the page, the Finding D Facebook page, say, okay, well, I'm getting 35 likes on this page, but it had 900 page views. Oh, okay, so I can equate that with that and say I'm probably getting about this. It's hard to work out. It's not like it was back in the early 2000s where it was just one website and you had great metrics to look at. I have a Tumblr page. That is where the strip generally runs first run is on the Tumblr page, and then I mirror it all over social media. So I put it on Twitter, I put it on Facebook, I put it on Instagram, and I'm just now getting into learning how to do the horizontal panels that everyone's reading things because everyone reads them on their phones now. And I always set the strips up like a comic book. So I'm learning how to do the horizontal scrolling that the kids are into these days.
Well, Facebook's
So
quite
it's
bad
probably
for
not
everybody that's watching you anyway. So it's like even if they're watching you, it just doesn't show everybody the stuff that you've posted. Because I found that with my.
It's
I don't
fun
have
like that.
I don't have the numbers I'd like to be able to say, oh yeah, my first year I was doing X numbers. I don't really know what my numbers were in that first year. I do know that at the end of that first year, people were just really interested. I was getting a lot of very positive feedback. That was growing. So in that regard, the strip has grown every year since I've started it. And in that more people are paying attention, more people are reading, more people are discovering it, and talking about it and coming back with, wow, this means something to me. Thank you for this. Or, that happened to me too. And, I wish I would have thought of laughing about it like that. The parents who read the strip because it helps them understand their kid that's going through the same thing. I have friends who have come out as trans and have cited my strip as being a thing that helped them find themselves. So, on that metric, there's no number you can put on that. I can sit there and say I've got this many readers here, I got this many likes there, but there's nothing I can say that's going to compare to that email from somebody who's like, this is the reason I'm out now. This is the reason that I had the strength to tell my parents. I'm not going to try to blow myself up on this or anything, but this is the reason I'm still alive, and I've gotten that, and I can never let myself forget that when my imposter syndrome comes up and I'm like, there's no reason I'm doing this and it doesn't fucking matter. I've gotten that email. I've gotten that message from somebody who's like, I was suicidal because I was so in the closet, and your strip helped me with that. So I mean, as far as success metrics go, I can't put any number. I can't throw out a number that's going to ever be bigger than that.
Out of the people that I've shown, bits and pieces to, as promotional stuff, there's at least 2 of them of wanting to send it to people who are either questioning or have just come out because they think it would help them.
Yeah.
So I think it's it's important, and I was resonating with it quite a lot because I had quite a few trans friends before I met you, and it's like the thing with the bathrooms is like experiencing that with my friends, and like the fear of going to the bathroom, like having to go with my friend because just the fear of like all the looks and everything, and I'm like, it just resonated with me so much about that as I was coloring it. So
and that's, I did a strip recently where I describe how that problem has gotten lesser in my head, but it has never gone away. I mean, we went to karaoke on Saturday night, and I asked Heidi if she would come with, because I knew the bathroom in the place we were going was it was a 1-person bathroom, but it was big enough for us to both go in and have plenty of room. But we were in a karaoke bar. It was loud and it was extremely crowded. And Heidi and one of our friends we were with were talking about how they were knocking when they went to the bathroom, knocking on the door, and they couldn't hear if anyone said that they were in there. Then they went in and there was somebody in the bathroom. So I asked Heidi to go with me just so she could run interference, because I don't want to be the person who opens the door to check, because then I become the person that gets the police called on them for being a sex criminal, because I was doing the same thing, because that shit, I have to, that's the kind of stuff I have to worry about. I have to worry about, and it's, not to get overtly political, but my world is a political experience. I am a fucking talking point. I do have to worry about the angry, pissed off, conservative who's terrified of me on principle and has no problem saying I did something inappropriate when I did nothing. And I have to worry about who's going to get believed.
Yeah.
Bluntly. So that's something I still have to worry about. And more often than not, it's not an issue. 99% of the time, I got to go to the bathroom. I just get up and go to the fucking bathroom now. And that's something that a lot of time helped with that. Just repetition, doing it over and over again, taking lessons from Heidi, from Sabrina, from other friends. A lot of people you just walk in like it's your bathroom at home and you own that motherfucker. And a lot of that is stuff I had to kind of take to heart and then do over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and accrue the positive experiences and disregard the shitty looks and the mother that clutches their child closer because I'm walking past them, which is still a thing that happens. We are right now, I'm a talking point in the media and have been since 2016. Golly, what else happened that year? But yeah, we became the nation's boogeyman from a political standpoint. We are the greatest threat. We're out grooming. Yeah, I'm kicking indoors, grooming your children. I pee where I want. Taste my rainbow, bitches. They think that's real.
Yeah.
We've had, we've been told, to leave places by people for using the bathroom. We've had people, complain to the management of one of the karaoke bars we used to go to because I came out of a single occupancy locked bathroom.
And just by the way, they told her to go.
Yeah, I opened the door and she said, "What the fucking hell?" And she went and complained to the owner, and the owner told her to go fuck herself. That's the bathroom I'm using. Because we're friends with the owner. So
that's
we know a lot of people in town.
But it still happens. And, if me doing this strip
Yeah.
Yes, because we appeared overnight.
Yeah.
Caitlin Caitlyn
say
Jenner,
that nothing about
Caitlyn
history.
Jenner came out of that big tube on the moon. After 10,000 years, I'm free. And then we're just unleashed upon the world like a plague. That's how that happened. That's a strip. I can
Right.
do that.
Wow.
Yes.
I hope that as I'm cisgendered, obviously I'm not I don't know personally of a lot of the struggles that you have had to endure throughout your life, but I do know that when I read your comic, I still see a lot, like you're not just illustrating your particular experience or the general experience of a transgendered person. There's that the bra one is immediately comes to mind. Like, which one of us on this stream right now has not had that fucking moment, you know?
Exactly.
So like you're not just illustrating your personal life or your life personally, or you know, experiences of a transgender person. You're also illustrating the points, parts of everybody's life. Everybody has had these things, and maybe I hope, like, well, I mean, maybe I'm hoping for too much here, but like I can hope that somebody might who might be one of those people that would yell at you for going into a bathroom might pick up the book someday and look at it and go, I think maybe I was being a little too harsh on these on transgendered people, and I should maybe stop being such a dick. So
Yes.
It might teach them sympathy.
yeah, like I can hope for that. Like, I mean, I am a cynical person, but there is this tiny little part of me that still does hope for stuff like that, and I hope for that, and I hope that releasing your book, your strips in a bound volume 1 here with more to come is going to get more eyes on your work, not just so that you can have the you know, bigger numbers on the algorithm, you know, but also so that it might fall into the hands of somebody who really needs that support.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, how cool is it that you have Heidi and your network of friends, and now you have this network of fans that help you get through rough days now? And like, your book has, you said it already, it has literally been, and hopefully will continue to be, that support that somebody needs. It would be that. I mean, that's one of the things, like, more so than hoping we change anybody's mind, I hope that it falls into the hands of people who need to see that and can get some, you know, some, like, oh shit, you know, this is me, this is like my story too, and then, you know, gives them that courage. That would be
That's something that we noticed when I first came out in the town. I am very introverted, but I am not like a lock-in. We leave the house all the fucking time. Thank you, Hannah. Yay.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
We go to work. We go to the store. We eat out a lot, more than we should for both our diets and our bank accounts. But you know, and we realized very early on, it made us kind of, for lack of a better term, I sound like my head is going to explode from pretentiousness, but you know, we like to think of it as, okay, well, we're going to be kind of good ambassadors of just fucking living our goddamn lives and being seen.
Yep.
And, you know, in this tiny little town of however many thousand people, you know, I do know that the number of out trans people has increased dramatically since I started doing that. So
You're like turning the frickin' frogs gay?
I am. I'm gonna throw this water bottle away. It's got my hormone germ.
I think it's also important because it gets across that trans people are just people.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, there's no need to qualify it. Yeah.
Just as a side note, we one of the fellas that goes to the bar that I run karaoke at, right after we started the karaoke night, maybe a month or so, he comes up to me, and he's an older fella, and he's like, I was all prepared not to like you girls, but y'all are all right in my book. You know, and I was like, okay, well, thanks, Bob. But, you know, I think he wasn't an experience he ever had. He didn't know what to expect. And when he realized we were just like regular people, he was like, oh, okay.
Right.
I
There's
shall,
so
I
much.
shall turn off my hate button.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
How
so much
fucking-
like fear related things
Yeah.
in the media that just paint gay people and trans people to be
Yeah.
just monstrous.
It blows
And
my
people are
mind.
confused and
Don't understand.
brainwashed.
Yeah. And it's like, how can you be so afraid of something that you've never experienced? Like, I understand a certain level of fear about anything that you've not experienced. You know, flying on a plane, or trying a new food, or meeting a transgender person who you probably, like, let's be real here. If you are somebody who goes out and hangs and like spends any amount of time in public, you probably already have and you didn't even realize. So
Exactly.
get over it already. But yeah, like, I understand a certain amount of fear that comes with this. If you know that if you know that you've never met a transgender person, and you know that that's something that you've been kind of conditioned to fear, but like, how can you be so afraid of something that you've never, like, are you never gonna try Rocky Road ice cream because you like, are you gonna let somebody tell you that Rocky Road ice cream is scary? Like,
Right.
like,
Foosball is the
transgender people are
devil.
just,
Exactly. Foosball's the devil.
yeah, it's like, but yeah, no, it's just like, don't be afraid to meet somebody just because somebody else told you to be afraid of
Exactly.
them. Never be afraid to meet somebody new or try something new just because somebody else told you that it's bad. I mean, like,
It could be the
you know,
best.
if your doctor tells you not to do something, then you probably should listen to them. But like, that's the exception to the rule, okay? I mean, you have to take it with a grain of salt. But like, when you're talking about meeting new people, you know, when you're talking about meeting new people or trying new experiences, like, don't let somebody else tell you that it's scary or bad or wrong until you've tried it for yourself. And again, you've
Well, even
probably met a
Well,
transgender person and you didn't even know it.
exactly. And on that topic of being afraid to try things, you know, years ago, I would not sing in front of anyone. I was terrified. And a friend took me to karaoke, and he told me, you're singing tonight. And I said, no, I'm not. And then he proceeded to get me extremely drunk. And he's like,
Alcohol
"I put
is such a
song
good
in for
universal
you."
lubricant.
Yeah. He's like, I put a song in for you, so you're singing. And I was like, oh, well, okay. And once I got past that first one,
Thank you, Jason.
I was fine. And I've been singing ever since. And even now, like going into a new bar to sing, I used to get nervous, and I still do a little bit, but it's more excited nervous.
I need to figure out a way to do this in the strip. There is a universal experience that has happened every time we go into a new karaoke place.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, I got to tell the story. So, this has happened so many times, I've lost count of how many times, because I do this now. I watch the people at the bar who have their backs to the karaoke when Heidi starts to sing. She'll go up to sing, and like, hey, everyone, let's welcome Heidi to the stage. And they'll turn around, they'll look, and they'll see her and go, whatever. Then they dismissed her automatically. So then the song will start playing. The music will start playing, and they'll be like, and they'll be like, oh, it's immigrant song. I love immigrant songs. So they'll be like, they lightened up a little bit. She's picked a cool song. Then she'll hit that first note, that glass shattering. I wish she would do it here on the show now, but she's refusing. Where she hits that note, and every single time I have watched this happen, where they're all like, Fuck yeah! I
Yeah.
watched this 3-step process of watching dismissive hatred turn into, oh my fucking god, yes. From the time it takes from the first dun 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 to because again, she can rattle glass when she hits that note.
Which is why I won't do it on a mic where everyone's on headphones. I don't want to blow everyone's eardrums out.
I'm not in headphones.
I really,
You might need to
really
stand.
like,
You might need to stand across the room or something. Like put them.
I have.
You're downstairs.
Yeah.
Hold on. She's utilizing my headphones, technically. She can only hear through hers. So I'm going to take my headphones, get
Bring up
caught
across
in
the
them,
room.
and put them over here.
Really?
Yeah.
You really want me to do this?
I desperately want you to do this.
Oh! Oh!
That's very
That's
good.
mild.
Oh my god, that's
That's
amazing.
not even full. That's not even full force because I don't want the cops called on us by our neighbors thinking that I'm beating the crap out of Dee.
Poe is over on the floor like,
What is happening? Yeah.
yeah, she can melt faces like no one else.
I don't need a microphone.
No.
Oh, okay, so I already wanted to go do karaoke, like just because I haven't done it in so long and I miss it, and now it's like we have to go do karaoke sometime. We just have to.
Can I just point out something? Right. I'm trying not to laugh at the moment because I was drawing Mothra last night, all I can see is Laurie as the body of a moth and like us all as the wings. Like, you know, with the
I see it now. Now I can't unsee it until we end this damn stream.
Yeah.
Way to go, Katie! But we like, but for real though,
We are the body of Mothra.
Yes.
for real, we probably should end the stream. We've been doing this for a while now, and like, how exactly are we gonna top the fucking immigrant song yell? Like, how's that gonna happen? Like, we can't top that. We can't top that.
No.
And I just wanna before we do wrap it up for realsies, we are like a quarter of the way there already, and we have 43 people who
Yes.
are
Thank you, everybody.
in love with this and can't wait to get their hands on this book. And I have 43 people that I love. And yeah, a quarter of the way there already. Oh, and if you guys, everybody who's still watching, everybody who's going to watch later after we're no longer live, if you do back with money, awesome, we love you. If you don't back with money, for any reason, don't care why, we get it. Like the posts that you see and share the links and share Dee's links. That sounded like it was going to come out so wrong, but it didn't. It was fine. Anyway, yeah, share if you see Dee's stuff popping up on your feed. Share it, like it, and share it, and comment. Like, that stuff really does help. If we share it from our pages, like if we share it from Unlikely Hero Studios, and Dee shares it from like her official Finding Dee page, the fucking algorithm will nuke it. So if you like it and share it organically, like if you even go like seek it out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and where the hell else are we? We're on a bunch of places, and I don't remember what all we're on anymore. But like, if you see it,
pretty good.
Yeah, go and click the like button and click the share button and comment, because those things are all things that boost the algorithm. So if you can't back with money, if you can't support with money, we still like that. We get it, and that's totally cool. But you can absolutely help us and support us by liking, commenting, sharing. So do that, and tell all your friends.
Make Poe happy.
Yes, I'd like to say thank you.
Like
as
and
well.
share.
Did you
And
see just me
share,
and my
share.
overly long explanation of what to do if you don't give money? We still got another backer. So thank you, whoever you are.
Thank you, number 44.
I try so hard to be concise and and accurate, and then it ends up coming out as like was that even English? I'm not sure.
A tiny little Lori head peeking out in this triangle.
I mean, it is like maybe we need to get like a neon pink curtain or something for you in the background there instead of your black nothing, like the void. Maybe that's what we need to do. I don't know. Or you can just stay hidden. Like the curtain of hair does it too. Like this cascade of hair. This it's like and it's probably doing its like awesome thing where it's like all over the place like that fucking Botticelli painting, but we can't see it because everything's black.
I don't know. I like Mothra Lori.
Lori, well, yeah. Lori has told me that she doesn't like her hair and she's wrong, but
I'll take that.
I do, and yeah, it's just
See, that's
like
how it starts.
I'm sure that we've had the conversation before. I'm sure if we swapped hair, like I would figure out why you dislike your hair and you'd figure out why I dislike my hair. But last time I visited Lori, she was like, I don't know if it was the sun or what, but like she started to pet my hair and said it looked so soft. It totally happened. I don't have pics, but it totally happens. There was a witness. Eric was there. He saw it. But the part of it was like I flipped it to the side and I was like, yeah, look at it. It's really soft in this weather, isn't it? And like just gave her the opportunity to continue petting it. So anyway, yeah, no more tangents. We should go now because we all have stuff to do, right? And we don't need to go on any more tangents.
We're so hungry.
But
Yes.
And
but look,
itchy.
another backer. We're like,
Yay!
I think that's officially a quarter of the way. I didn't do the math, but 1/8. Yeah, that's officially quarter of the way, isn't it? So we're a quarter of the way there in just a couple of hours. Woohoo! Thank you everybody who's back so far.
Everybody.
Thank you everybody who will back. Thank you everybody who likes and comments and shares. And yeah, I guess thank you guys, and nobody else gets thank yous. Only the people who liked and commented and shared and backed. Nobody else.
Thank you,
Everybody.
But we should close this out by watching the thingy one more time. What's the word? What's the thingy? The trailer. Let's watch that.
Wow, watch the trailer, Poe?
Woman and like through that whole 2.5 hours now, and we'll see you next week on another like regular episode of UHS Presents, and have a wonderful rest of your week. And tell your friends. Bye.
Bye.
Finding Dee is a hilarious and heartwarming webcomic about the trials and tribulations of trying to make it as a cartoonist while dodging the slings and arrows of coming out in a world that would much rather keep you in your box. As a webcomic, it has been in black and white since its premiere in 2017. Now, it's being collected for the first time in full color. Join Unlikely Hero Studios on a journey of discovery told with humor and heart with Finding Dee. Dee's comic journey is brought to life as never before with rich colors by artist Katy Rewston. Sometimes, finding yourself is a transition. Discover that journey today by joining the Kickstarter for Finding Dee Volume 1, The Color Collection.